There is some value in solar being expensive in that design fee can be put into a project without busting the budget. You can't really do that with a $3,000 or $4,000 solar thermal scope. You can do that with a photovoltaic scope. You know, for that matter, smaller projects, you know, they have huge margins in them because the installer, you know, doesn't want to mess around with a smaller project. And you know, that either means that if you only have space for a small project, you're up against a wall. You either have to start figuring out how to piece things together, or you might be offered a dollar per watt install rate that doesn't make much economic sense. So, you know, whether you're looking at doing your own project as a kind of do it yourself, or at least maybe you're going to subcontract out the labor, but you'd like to do more of the project on your own. That's one reason to take this course. The other is, you know, maybe you're considering actually adding solar to your skill set, and this class is crafted to kind of put you behind the scenes of a solar designer and understand that, you know, hey, if you're fully trained up in this industry and you understand how computers can assist you with the design process, you can knock out you know, solar scope every day of the week for very minimal effort. You know, in some of the other classes, you may have noticed that there is a wide variety of solar resources available online. You know, we looked at the Desire database, for example. You can find, you know, net metering policy information, solar incentive information. Also, you can go to your utility website and find your rate structures. So, for instance, in this list here over on the right, these are all states in the country where demand metered service, where the residential customer just does not only get an energy rate, but also gets a demand rate. You know, there's a number of states that are piloting these kind of experimental rate structures. And you may find that whether it's switching to time of day metering or a demand rate structure or electric vehicle rate, to figure out whether solar adds value under one rate structure or not, it's a pretty complex calculation because the rates vary by hours of the day, and your energy use varies by hours of the day, your solar production varies by hour of the day. And rate structures are getting more complicated. For one reason, we have smart meters now. And so in the past, the meters were not capable of these kind of advanced billing methods, at least at the residential level. And now they are, and if you hop on your website, on your utility website, you might find that there are some rate structures available that you didn't even know about. So we're fast approaching the era where the capabilities of solar site assessment are being augmented by computers, where the computers can actually do more than what using the pencil and paper method will get you. You know, the pencil and paper method of solar design does work for many job sites, particularly unshaded job sites. And so what this graphic shows is that, you know, maybe your client has site data that they don't even know about. Now, that would be very useful for a battery inverter system. You know, is it worthwhile to buy low and sell high? And we talk about that in our battery management classes. But this is battery systems are very complicated to design. And as batteries reduce in price, there's going to be more and more of a demand for battery-based systems. As solar policy becomes more antagonistic towards consumers, there's going to be more of a need for battery-based systems. And, you know, a couple years from now, when the whole industry switches over, or maybe it switches back, but whatever it is, you know, if the industry switches to all batteries, solar design is going to get incrementally complicated. And so anyway, learning the design without batteries first is probably the best starting point. You don't want to start here with all these nuts and bolts to figure out. You want to start with a more simple batteryless design. And in fact, most of the solar software that exists on the market does not support batteries at this time. They're more focused on the mainstream market, which at this time is without batteries.